This is Slim.
Drop a wallet!
This is Chili. And I'm Soph. We live aboard our floating home Nakama, and the last few months home for us has been island hopping around the coral coast of Australia. Following a recent decision to head south for summer, avoiding the cyclone season, we have found ourselves with the anchorage to ourselves at Trail Bay, a small coastal town on the east coast of Australia. Last week we explored the jail and surrounding headlands. Now back on the boat, we're doing some chores to sail again in the morning.
But I ain't got time for that.
It just seems to be the same patch of sail that
Keeps ripping.
As soon as there's a rip in one certain spot, it just sort of keeps running. Even though you stitch over it and patch it, it just seems to just
keep running.
Here, all the way up to here has been patched. It has felt like a while since we've been on anchor aboard Nakama. It is such a good feeling. Away from the noise, with nothing but the sound of water passing beneath you, the distant rumble of waves breaking ashore, oh, and the rigging clapping against the spreaders in the wind. We had a couple of chores to do before we could reward ourselves with a board of cheese, followed by, of course, more food. Oi! What are you doing here? Who invited you? Spider, who invited you? Did you invite him?
Did not invite it. Which pumpkin would you like?
This one.
That pumpkin. Perfect. Would you like this? Jalapenos? Perfect. Chili's come. Chili! Look! I got it. Ah! Chili, what are you doing, Matt? Come here and eat dinner with the rest of us. Morning.
So, the engine was like squealing? Squealing. So, we're assuming there's a belt, maybe the alternator belt.
More, go up!
Can't sail unless you brush your teeth.
You do one. So, I don't know if we'd mentioned, we're going to sail back to Coffs because I've got my final exams in a week, and also now the list that we thought we were tackling is just significantly grown again. Hopefully we can get all the repairs done within the next week, so we're free to sail when we're on holidays. Going back to Coffs so we can actually do this stuff. Soph's been in the engine room before we even had a coffee or breakfast this morning.
The squealing is definitely the alternator belt.
Definitely.
But I can't exactly. I lost a spanner in the bilges. We cannot find it. But of course that is the exact spanner we always need.
For
it's
everything.
just the size that's on everything. So that would have been the one that I could have used to get the alternator belt loose. But so then I was using a shifter, and then I was swearing at the shifter because shifters, as you all know, are really annoying.
Yeah, shifty.
We just WD 40'd it. WD.
Yeah, WD 40'd.
And turned the engine back on, and the squealing had chilled.
Yeah, not ceased, but chilled.
Not ceased, but chilled. So we know that it's the alternator belt. So it will be fine to get us in.
We'll just change our alternator belt.
We'll just need to change it once we're in. Anyway, I think we're gonna have a really beautiful sail today. We've got the wind behind us. At the moment, it's sort of like a south-southwesterly, southerly, probably like a southwester. And it's, I think, going to be more southeast today. So we'll probably have to jibe at one point. We're sort of heading like towards a headland, which we'll have to avoid at some point.
How good's downwind sailing?
Downwind sailing is the best type of sailing.
It's starting to want to rain. It's just spitting at the moment. But I ain't got time for that.
Should we put in a rig for this? I'm debating in my head. I'm going like, we'll be alright. What if we're not alright? Nah, we'll be alright. No, but what if we're not? What if I regret not putting one in, but I can't be putting one in?
It'd be something like, don't regret you didn't, regret that you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That sounds poetic.
Something like that, yeah.
We have brought in some heady. Because we're like, that's like the lazy option to just like curl in some heady if anything comes. But I'm like, do we unfurl the heady, put a reef in, and then we'll probably go better?
Maybe. Look at that.
But it all seems to be like skiing past us, alongside us, instead of like over us.
And mostly just rain at stage.
Yeah, and I wonder whether it will just be rain.
Ominous because it's got so much rain in it.
Yeah.
Because it contains so much rain.
You know, it's really heavy with rain. Excellent.
Excellent. Trying to decide the best way to approach the entrance at the moment. Thinking we're just going to come up in line with the leads, and then do a little jibe, and then come straight in. But to do that, it means we have to sort of furl the heady the whole way. It's been playing up a bit today, and then do the jibe, and then get the heady back out.
Started to feel the strength of the wind when we turned beam onto it. Entering Coffs Harbour, you go between Muttonbird Island and the southern breakwater. It then opens up into a larger bay. Here you have enough space to safely turn into the wind to get the main down. Although it's fairly protected, the swell still rolls through, and we really felt the wind when we turned our nose into it. When it's this windy, we struggle to get down and then control the main without lazy jacks or a boom bag. I felt like I was wrestling a croc trying to get the first strap around. As much as we never intended it to be, this spot is starting to feel like home. B6. You can see we're getting a bit cocky with our entrances with this elegant crash landing. Wow, what a special way to start your morning. I should do this more often. This is the first time I've ever done this before, because I was like, we got up at like 6 and I couldn't really go back to sleep. So I was like, oh, it's a beautiful morning to come for a walk. So I'm coming for a walk and it is absolutely stunning. So it's literally a week today that Simon's exams finish. And so we have a week to get all the jobs done on the boat to make it a semi-functional boat again. And I'm up here being really productive. So we were extremely lucky we didn't run out of gas at Trail Bay. Making coffee on this fine morning was the end of the bottle. Does anyone else get extremely anxious when you know you're getting close to the end? Not so much when you're in marinas, I suppose, but definitely when you're out of reach from civilization. And if you watched last week's video, you would know that our dinghy is now missing a valve from one of its pontoons, so we're taking it to the car in an attempt to find someone to repair it. What a beautiful day to change the alternator belt. I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. I went to Bunnings yesterday and got the right size spanner. Now that I bought this, I'll probably find the one that I dropped in the bilges, because that's how things work, don't they? Let's do it. So you can see that it's just started to chew itself up. It's just rubber, all that black powder. Why aren't you focusing? All that black powder on my finger. Why is this not focusing? Anyway, I'm gonna change it over. It's also, you can see that it's just like super in there. Like it should be sitting up the top here. So now that the belt's on, you need to lift the alternator back up along the like track, the levy thing. It's on like a levy thing and you need to lift it lift it back up and then tighten the bolt at the back again. And I do that with a shifter. It's going to be probably a bit harder now because the belt's a lot more stiff than the other one. So I've just got it shoved under there. I'm just putting weight on this side so it lifts up a bit. And do that until the belt is nice and tight. And then you're going to want to put your bolt back through. Simon might need to have a go at tightening that because I could only get it so far because it's super not stretchy. I just can't get it tight enough. At least it's on, and then I'll get him to see how it is and he can tighten it up if it needs it. Right, one other thing off the list. So I'm also going to make some fender covers for the boat. Fender covers for the fenders. The colour of the fenders is just like wearing onto the boat. So I should have done this ages ago, but well, I finally got a hold of a sewing machine and also I finally got around to buying some fabric. I got some sick fabric. We are going to look absolutely incredible. Of course, I've never made these before and I'm normally pretty reluctant to look online for instructions because I guess I like things to work things out. Everyone tells me measurements and as you may know, I'm really bad at maths. So whenever they start going into measurements, I'm like, huh? So I'm just gonna lay this out. So I'm sort of thinking like having a bit of material that is gonna go straight in the middle and then doing two sort of end bits that I sort of make into like cones. So I guess I'll start with like the end and then, oh, these are gonna look so good. I'm so excited. I think I am the complete opposite to a perfectionist. Do you like my fender covers?
Yes. I'm trying to film you make them because I think it's genius.
You get the ruler to measure the first piece and then you get the string to measure the second piece.
Oh, string on string measuring.
Look how cool they are! I'm so happy. They're so cute. Don't you think they look like little chubby, like...
They are rather nice.
Little chubby fenders.
Can't always just film me coming home and cracking a beer when you've been working on stuff all day.
Look what I did!
Look what I did. Goes good with your leopard pants. Sorry, there we go.
I couldn't be more stoked with what I've created. I think this is the best thing I've created.
Is there an upside? Oh yeah, makes sense. On. Pretty cool.
So, I don't think I told the camera this, but I've just decided to do drawstrings on both sides. I am now taking orders. If anyone does want any, I would totally be down to make you some. Give me something to do! No, it's all good. I have so much to do.
Have we told him?
I'm going to uni. sake. I love them so much.
The orders have already started rolling in. So I've started work.
The whole marina is going to look absolutely bitching.
That's it. Pretty cool material. Micho's gone to the shop.
Yeah, so this is Mitch. He's gone to Spotlight and chosen an indigenous print.
So sick.
It's going to look nice on his belt. Showing Mitch my first fender cover.
Greg's here.
Are you heading out?
I'm just showing Mitch his first fender cover.
That's gorgeous.
How cool are they?
So good.
You like ours?
Afternoon, Greg.
Hey Simon.
Make sure to catch us next week, guys. We pile into a tinny and get taught how to fish for real. Come home with enough fish to feed the marina. Bringing some dinner for Chili.
Holy shit, son. I've got some little thing, I've got a horse here. Oh, you bastard.